6-year-old homeless girl from Manila shocks Simon Cowell and judges with emotional song Golden Buzzer. The bright lights of the stage felt almost blinding to little Amara as she walked out, barefoot, her tiny hands clutching the microphone too tightly. She looked so fragile that the crowd fell silent, wondering what story this child carried. At only 6 years old, she looked smaller than her age, her faded dress a reminder that she wasn't like the other contestants. Simon Cowell arched a brow, skeptical as always, but curious. He leaned forward, studying her, while the other judges exchanged glances that said, "What is this little girl doing here?" Just days before, Amara had been singing for coins on the busy streets of Manila, her voice echoing against the concrete walls as people hurried past her. She sang not for fame, but for survival. Her mother had passed away, her father was nowhere to be found, and she lived with her grandmother under a broken tarp beside the railroad tracks. Her only joy came from music. She believed that when she sang, her mother could hear her from heaven, and somehow that belief gave her strength to face each day. When a tourist heard her one evening and recorded her song, it went viral overnight, landing her a chance to audition on one of the biggest stages in the world. Now, standing before the judges, Amara's tiny voice quivered as she introduced herself. "My name is Amara. I'm 6 years old, and I just want to sing for my mama." The room fell utterly still. The audience leaned in, even Simon, known for his icy demeanor, softened just slightly. Then the music began. Amara closed her eyes, and from her small body erupted a voice so pure, so hauntingly emotional, that it seemed impossible. The melody filled the theater, weaving pain, hope, and love all at once. She sang about loss, about loneliness, but also about dreams that refused to die. People in the audience began wiping away tears. By the second verse, the entire auditorium was on its feet, hands clasped over hearts. Simon's eyes narrowed, but not in doubt, he was fighting emotion. Something in Amara's song pierced through his famously tough exterior. He thought about his own son, and for the first time in years, he found himself overwhelmed by the raw power of innocence mixed with suffering. Then came the moment no one expected. Amara's voice cracked slightly as she whispered the final note, and instead of applause rushing in, there was silence, deep, reverent silence. It lasted only a second, but it felt eternal. And then, thunder. The crowd roared, people shouting, clapping, whistling, many openly sobbing. The judges themselves were standing, their eyes shimmering with disbelief and admiration. Amara looked up, confused, as though she didn't understand the power of what she had just done. She gave a small bow, as if she were back on the streets of Manila, grateful for a few coins. That humility shattered every heart in the room. Simon leaned forward, pressing his hand against his mouth. Finally, he reached out and slammed the golden buzzer. Gold confetti rained down, sparkling under the bright lights, and Amara's tiny face lit up with a joy so pure it felt like the entire theater was bathed in hope. Her grandmother rushed from backstage, embracing her as the crowd cheered louder than ever before. Simon stood, breaking his usual calm composure. "Amara," he said, his voice thick, "you didn't just sing. You reminded us of something important, that music, no matter where it comes from, has the power to heal. And tonight, you healed all of us." The judges surrounded Amara, offering hugs and words of love. The world outside that stage might still be harsh, but in that moment, she was not a homeless child anymore, she was an artist, a beacon of resilience, a reminder of the beauty that can rise from pain. News of her performance spread across the globe. Millions shared her story, inspired not just by her voice but by the strength it took for her to stand on that stage at all. Donations poured in for her and her grandmother, and soon they had a safe home, food on the table, and a chance at a new life. But the greatest gift wasn't the fame or the money. It was the realization that kindness, whether from a stranger who uploaded her video, or from a judge who pressed a golden button, can change the course of someone's life forever. And so, Amara's song became more than music. It became a symbol. A reminder that no matter how small, forgotten, or broken someone may seem, within them may live a light powerful enough to move the world. In the end, Amara didn't just win hearts, she reminded us all that hope often comes from the most unexpected places. And when the world listens with compassion, miracles happen.